Welcome to Honeybee. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. I always believed the deepest kind of betrayal wasn't cheating, abandonment, or even outright hatred. It was humiliation, the kind that strips your dignity in front of others, the kind that makes you question your own worth, the kind that feels like a blade slipped between your ribs while the person who claims to love you smiles. And for me, that blade came from the woman I married, Claire. We had been together 8 years. 8 years of loyalty, effort, shared dreams, compromises, sacrifices. Everything a man can pour into a marriage. I wasn't perfect, but I tried. God knows I tried. And I never expected the person who should have guarded my insecurities to weaponize them in public. It happened on a Friday night, a casual gathering with her friends. I didn't even want to go. I was exhausted from work, and Claire's friends had always treated me like some placeholder until she found someone more exciting. But Claire insisted. Please, just come. Babe, it means a lot. So I agreed. Her friends were drinking early, laughing loudly, the kind of laughter that fills a room but carries an edge of judgment. They always talked over me, making playful jabs about my job, my quiet personality, even the way I dressed. And I always swallowed it, thinking it wasn't worth stirring drama over. The night went on. Drinks kept coming. At first, things stayed light. Then, somewhere between too much alcohol and too much arrogance, the conversation shifted. One of her friends joked about men and what they're packing. Another bragged about her boyfriend's size. And just like that, the spotlight turned toward me. I felt it, eyes drifting, smiles curving. Then Claire said it. She didn't hesitate. She didn't pause. She didn't even look at me first to gauge my reaction. She laughed. Not a soft laugh. Not a nervous laugh. A loud, gut-deep laugh that told everyone a joke was at my expense. Oh, trust me, she giggled, waving her hand. If size mattered that much, I wouldn't be with him. Everything inside me froze. My heart dropped so hard it felt like it hit the floor. Her friends erupted into laughter, hands over mouths, shoulders shaking, eyes flicking between me and her like they needed to confirm I knew I was a punchline. I felt myself shrinking right there, in a room full of people who didn't value me and a wife who didn't respect me. My face burned, my chest tightened, my ears rang. I could barely breathe. I wasn't just embarrassed. I wasn't just hurt. I was shattered. I never thought Claire, the woman who once told me she felt safe with me, the one who said she loved the way I held her, the one who said intimacy wasn't about size, would turn something private and sacred into a spectacle. But she did, and she enjoyed it. The rest of the night blurred. I barely spoke. I barely listened. I barely existed. Claire didn't even follow me when I stepped outside for air. Didn't check on me. Didn't notice the pain on my face. When we got home, I told her, calmly, that what she said hurt me deeply. She rolled her eyes. Oh my God, you're so sensitive. It was a joke. Everyone was laughing. Stop taking things so seriously. She dismissed me. Again, that night, lying next to her, I stared at the ceiling for hours. My mind replayed her words, her laughter, the way she minimized my feelings, as if I were an overreacting child instead of her husband. Something broke inside me. Not anger, not resentment. A switch, a decision. If she wanted to laugh at me in front of her friends, then she would be laughing alone. If she wanted to disrespect me, she would lose the right to be in my life. If she wanted to embarrass me, I would show her what consequences looked like. Not with violence, not with screaming, not with petty revenge, but with strategy, with truth, with exposure, with the collapse of the very life she thought she had secured. And so, over the next 3 days, I quietly gathered everything I needed: evidence, documents, screenshots, financial records, private messages, insurance accounts, property files. Things she never thought I'd quietly study. She mocked me for being too quiet. She had no idea how dangerous a quiet man can be. Because once a man reaches a point where humiliation crushes the last remnants of love, he doesn't leave silently. He burns everything down, legally, strategically, completely. And that is exactly what I did. On the morning of the third day, Claire was in the kitchen scrolling through her phone, humming like nothing had happened. I had spent the entire night awake at my desk, printing out documents and preparing a file so thick she wouldn't be able to deny anything. I didn't say good morning. I didn't kiss her forehead. I didn't touch her waist the way I used to. I just placed the folder on the table. "What's this?" she asked. "Your life?" I said quietly. "Burning." She frowned, laughing the way she always did when she assumed I was overreacting. But when she opened the file and saw bank statements, hotel receipts, flirtatious messages with a co-worker she had told me was just a friend, and legal paperwork I had been preparing, her smile vanished. Her fingers trembled. "What is this? Why do you have all this? I told you 3 days ago how much you hurt me," I said, "and you laughed. So I made a decision." She swallowed hard. Are you divorcing me?" "No," I replied. "I'm ending every piece of security you ever got from being my wife." I listed everything calmly. I froze the joint account. I transferred the savings to a protected trust she had no access to. I notified HR at her company about the inappropriate messages with her co-worker sent from her work email. I sent the receipts and screenshots to the co-worker's girlfriend, who had already responded with, "Thank you. I'll handle him." I notified the landlord that I'd be vacating, but she'd be staying, and all bills were now in her name. I had already met a divorce lawyer and filed. I revoked her access to the car, since it was under my name, and I removed myself from every financial responsibility tied to her. Piece by piece, I dismantled everything in her world. Legally, quietly, perfectly. "You can't do this," she whispered, voice shaking. "You can't just ruin my life because of one stupid joke." "It wasn't one joke," I said. "It was disrespect. It was mockery. It was betrayal. And it was public humiliation." Her eyes watered. "But divorce? Losing everything? Isn't that too far?" "No," I said calmly. "What you did cut deeper than you understand. You didn't just embarrass me. You stripped away the trust a marriage needs to survive. And you minimized it. That's what destroyed us." She tried begging, crying, promising she didn't mean it, promising she would fix it. But apologies don't erase cruelty. She wasn't crying because she loved me. She was crying because she realized she had lost the comfortable life I built. I packed my bag slowly, and she followed me around the house, pleading like someone watching their world collapse one wall at a time. "Please don't go. Please, we can work through this. I'll apologize to everyone. I swear." But I had already given her that chance. She threw it away with laughter. As I stood at the door with my suitcase in hand, she grabbed my arm, tears streaming down her face. "Why are you being so cold?" she sobbed. "You're acting like I cheated." I looked at her, really looked at her. "Humiliation is worse than cheating," I said softly. "You destroyed my self-worth in front of your friends. You turned me into a joke. And now, you get to live with the consequences." Her knees buckled, and she fell to the floor, crying uncontrollably. It didn't move me. It didn't change anything. Before stepping out, I added one final truth. "You burned me with your words." I just returned the fire. Then I left. No yelling, no bitterness, no violence. Just the quiet satisfaction of a man who reclaimed his dignity and watched the life of the woman who mocked him crumble under the weight of her own choices. Claire's friends never laughed again. But I did. For the first time in a long time, I finally felt free.